You have Michael Canzanella at 5-1 versus Mike
Michael
Tisi at
Tisi.
5. Tisi?
Tisi?
I'm sorry?
All right, let's do Cans and Tisi.
Okay. Tisi. Done. Cans
Tisi.
versus Tisi. I can definitely do that.
All right.
You mentioned the 6-0 potential deal.
We would have had our 6-0s on camera. They both decided to draw. They are locks for our top 8 at this point. We were going to be at 7 rounds, but because of the buys we had in place, it just pushed the math a little bit over. So we will be bringing you 8 rounds. Looks like we've got white initiative here, as I see a Mox Opal and a Plains,
The black-white plains.
which is a swamp.
No, it's actual
I don't
plains.
know. We'll find out.
Oh, see the little plane symbol?
Yeah, no, I see it. It says white. Yeah. So it's the Michael Jackson
But
Plains.
what is on TC side?
Yeah,
I'm zooming in.
probably a Mox.
Underground
No,
Sea.
Underground Sea. Okay, proxy to Underground Sea. Got it, got
Okay.
it, got it. All right,
So-
1, 2, 3.
White plume?
Peacekeeper or White Plume? Which one do you think it is? Or
Peacekeeper.
Archon? Or Archon?
Ooh,
Oh, it's Archon.
it's
Archon. Archon.
Good call. Good
Got
call.
there.
All right.
Got there. Horny, get to work and grab a chair. Come on, you're coming in.
Taking me in?
Tagging him in. No, grab a chair. You're coming in. You're not. I'm not getting out. We've got a treat for you, ladies and gentlemen. Former world champion Mark Horning is going to be joining us in the booth for this coverage of this round.
Yeah, on the.
Do we get this
Yeah, just give
mic
that
to
to
him? All right. So we have to turn it on or something?
Yep. Hey Jordan, is this thing live?
I will be.
Nice.
Now it is.
Perfect.
Let's sit right back here.
Mr. Mark, welcome to the booth.
How you boys doing today?
We are having a great day. We've seen a lot of vintage, and we just saw the balance heard round the world.
Can't wait to watch that later.
You should actually watch that one. It's great. All right, so
right.
it looks like we have a Force of Will by our non-Luris blue-black player. Roland, can we get the deck list up? Can we see what TZ's playing?
Sure. TZ is...
Well, that Force of Will should resolve. There's not much the White Initiative deck can do about that. No bauble in play.
TZ is on Doomsday.
Okay. All right, so Doomsday pitching a Flusterstorm. Drops to 17. And I think that would safely resolve. There's not much the Initiative deck is going to do. And, Mark, you've been playing Vintage for a long time. What's your take? Doomsday versus Initiative?
Well, I've really needed that Archon to resolve here. Takes out a lot of lines for Doomsday. Gives the initiative deck a lot to kind of, play through and kind of slow them down quite a bit. And, it's kind of free reign now without the Archon out there. Hopefully, the initiative deck has another follow-up or kind of a hate bear here. Your initiative creatures are okay, but they don't really hit the hardest, or go as fast as they need to against Doomsday, obviously.
So we see a Ponder here. Probably not the explosive follow-up our Doomsday player was looking for.
I think it's still sculpting though. You have
Yeah,
like
if you can't jump back on it now, I mean, again, the
Looking for-
exchange of resources is still a 2-for-1. It's a 2-for-1 off the Mox, where basically card parity.
That's
I
a-
believe both players kept 7.
that's a preordain.
I'm sorry, Preordain.
Yep.
Right, into a tap land.
Are
Alright.
we doing a surveil thing?
That was going
Yeah.
back. He knew that card was there,
Nice
hence the quick
addition to
flip.
the
Yeah,
deck.
I like the Surveil lands a lot. Such a good design.
Well,
Right.
Doomsday needs those black sources a lot too. So
Yes, that's an
there's extra
understatement.
dual lands for that deck, basically.
All right,
So-
now we've got 3 mana, tentatively 4. Let's see what the initiative deck can do. Again, it's bad at playing from behind, but Doomsday is not going to put you on the back foot. It's just going to kill you.
Yeah.
And if it hasn't killed you, you still have time.
Yeah.
So
the
that
initiative-
was kind of again, I know it's thinking a lot to say like, oh, he's just going to kill him on his first or second turn, but kind of a weak turn from Doomsday. It's just a preordain into a Surveil land. I mean, if he's got another Force of Will, that's another card he goes down.
Well, the beauty is, right, Doomsday players not under duress yet.
Correct.
So they're able to kind of really sculpt their hand. They can methodically build up kind of their line that they need to and kind of wait for initiative to put them on the back foot, because that's the thing right now. Initiative just has no board presence, so obviously...
They just
Doomsday players
untapped
quite
for
a
their
bit.
second turn.
Yeah. Still has some time, though.
It seems
Still
like
has
you're
some
setting
time.
a fairly high bar through a Force of Will for the initiative
Well,
deck,
you
Mark.
should have had like the mana rock with the bobble, and then
We got the new.
There's the
flip land.
upside down
Witch.
witch, the
Yep.
field of the witch, cabin field of the. I don't know. It's the upside down witch. It costs him 3 life, and it's a white land. Honestly, that card has made such a huge difference Going forward, looks like a seasoned Dungeoneer, and there it is. Is there another Force of Will?
Nope.
So
Does that look
also-
like Hellbent? Is Can's Hellbent now?
I think so.
Ooh, but that's going to resolve. Okay, so, all right, now to the Doomsday player, that is a non-threat. That does not disrupt the board, not going to slow him down.
What is
if
the
he could go off, now he can.
Yeah, the threat would be just beats.
Time, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely going to eat into the time, but like the Doomsday player can still easily kind of blow through that. So
Right.
Yeah, this does not disrupt the board. That is a 3/4. It could be like a 12/12, and it's really kind of the same creature. Doomsday is going to win or it's not, and that doesn't stop Doomsday from winning.
So if, in this case, with Ken's already creature on board and dungeon, do you forge to like kind of close it out quicker, or do you scry to find something?
You
better?
have to forge. You have to kill them. Okay, well, one, you're going to see what Doomsday does. You're not forced to. You're not in the position to make that decision just yet. But I mean, he's got a couple of cards left in hand, and most of the cards in the White Initiative deck, especially the newer versions, the post MH3 versions, all the cards are basically the same. If you have one threat in your hand, what are you going to scry off the top of your deck? Mana or a threat that's the same?
There's an
There's
argument,
one mental
I think.
misstep. Like that's it.
Okay, well, at this point now,
so there's the Doomsday. I mean, they theoretically
Here we go.
could have the hand just to win right here.
Yeah, you need Street Wraith, and even so with Forge, how big can the Dungeoneer be?
So
Not
it
8.
would it would add 2 more counters, and then
Maybe
you
explore
you
1.
Maybe get the extra counter.
Maybe you're
from
getting
the,
6.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, 6 is not 8.
so gotta forge.
I think you if they don't kill you this turn, I think the best line is probably Forge to try to hopefully just
What
rip
are
an
you-
initiative
'cause
and
what are you
off the
go-
top to
what are you
get
gonna draw?
the trap
Yeah.
them. Because then
Sure,
you can kill
that
'em.
would do it.
Then
Okay.
you can
You
kill
could kill 'em,
them.
you
So
could kill 'em.
that would be the line there.
Yep.
Yeah.
If the Doomsday player can't kill you right here.
Yeah.
You also would shut off any Street Wraith lines as well if you're able to kind of.
Yeah, Street
if
Wraith-
They can't kill you right here.
If
but-
they Street Wraith, they kill you.
Yeah.
Like that's if they know that, they make the pile where you're just done.
Yep.
But yeah, should be interesting to see.
So you ever
Cool match.
played? This question for both of you. Have you ever played Doomsday under pressure like this? You're both 5-1, 6-1, 5-1, going into round 7 potentially, like as a 6-1?
I only play dirtily do nothing decks. I have done well with them. I do have a couple of decent results in my life, none remotely recently, but I do have a couple of decent ones.
I only
No,
play Doomsday on
none
Magic
of with the
Online,
deck
so
like
it helps
Doomsday.
me out remember everything I need to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that, I mean, be able to look at a digital version of your entire deck, not like thumbing through one at a time.
Yes,
It does make it a little easier. That I believe.
Yeah.
100%.
So let's see. It looks like he's got his 5 cards picked out. I see a Flusterstorm, a Thassa's Oracle, 2 Thassa's Oracle, a Proxy. That's got to be Lotus or Ancestral.
Yep.
Most likely a Lotus and Ancestral.
Could be.
Probably in the
I
pile.
didn't see
Yeah.
that. There is putting. Did he have 6 cards? He's still finishing, or no? That's 5 cards.
We have a pile provided by Tagoras, MTG. Gush, Lotus, Gataxian, Wraith, Oracle, just wins. So,
So if he's got a Street Wraith, we're there.
yep.
Let's find out.
I always look at the deck that's handed to me afterwards. I still don't know what I'm looking at, but
How many viewers are we at? How many people do we have helping us out better than just the 3 of us?
well, I mean, Tagoras is like he's probably one of the top combo players in the world.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Rodrigo
Cool.
Tagoras. Yep.
How many guys we got right now? What's the viewership at?
240.
Not bad. So 240 of our best friends hanging out with us. And let's see if Doomsday is going to win the game at the moment or have to pass and leave it at the mercy of the White Initiative deck.
I really hope they don't pass.
That would be unfortunate, but sometimes you don't get a choice.
Yeah.
Well, your only option here is Street Wraith.
I mean, if TC passes here, that means like the pressure's on.
All right, exiled.
Yep.
Street Wraith.
All right.
There it is. Drops to 6. Can't pass now. Hey, look, a card that does something.
Hey, gosh.
Who would have thought that was going to happen?
Former unrestricted
1,
All-Star.
2.
So, yep.
into things, and it doesn't matter. And we're done here.
Tosses.
Close one. Picking up the cards.
Yeah.
Yep.
There we
Okay.
go.
So we don't
That,
have.
it's such a brutal matchup for initiative.
Oh
usually.
yeah. Absolutely.
It's just a
Yeah.
hand. It's an all-out sprint. All-out sprint.
Yeah, if you don't get the
Like your initiative creatures aren't where you want to be. It's very much more. You want your anointed peacekeepers, you want your archons, you want your disruption creatures.
booth for a second.
Yep. We're gonna come back to the booth for 1 second. Mark, say hello to our viewers.
hello.
There he is. So, what's your take here? What do you think?
So I mean, I would think Doomsday should be able to win this one. I played a lot of the initiative deck. I was almost thinking about playing the initiative deck for this tournament. I didn't feel comfortable with it, but
Now,
I mean,
what for the initiative deck? What was the list you were looking at? Like the new one that cut the Thalias and cut the Chancellors for just the streamlined one?
yeah, so I was never the biggest Thalia fan. Even at like Champs this past year, I didn't run like a Thalia list. I actually really like Boromir, and then it's like, well, you don't really need Boromir anymore.
Nah,
when you got Vexing Bobble,
he's
right?
really
Yeah.
yesterday's news.
Yeah, when you got Vexing Bobble, you don't really need that card anymore.
All right, so Chalice, that's where you want to be.
Chalice or Cavern?
That's Cavern.
Cavern. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad.
Chalice would be where you want to be, though.
Chalice on 0.
Yes, that is 2 and a Pat. Did he already mulligan a couple of times? Do we know?
Oh, I don't know.
There's no way he keeps that hand without mulliganing at least
turn
twice.
Or is there like a mind break trap in the sideboard?
No.
Okay.
All right.
Not,
we don't have deck lists for cans.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Not in the streamlined ones. They have 8 dredge cards and 4 shop cards and 7 shop cards. Like that's what they. We don't know Kansas list intimately, but
So
how do
Tisi
you
has-
keep a hand that does nothing when you're on the play on turn 1?
It's setting up for turn 2.
But
Sadly.
If you're alive. I
Yeah, if you're alive.
You're banking. I mean,
Doomsday is a tough to kill on turn 1. That's fair. I'll give you that. It
if-
usually takes
if
1 or
you're
2
gonna
turns
lose
to
turn
set
one,
up.
You're probably gonna lose turn 1 anyway, regardless of what you're keeping. Almost, I feel.
No,
if you got the goods, I don't
a
know.
peacekeeper or an archon, they cannot win on turn 1. And so we got a proxied underground C.
Dark Ritual.
Into
Dark Ritual.
Spaghetti-O.
Oh, it's coming to fruition now. The turn 1.
I guess I
Oh, Necro.
Necro.
You see, you jinxed it. It wasn't me that jinxed it. It was actually Mark that did it.
The dreaded commentator jinx.
Oh, that'll get you.
Although Necro's pretty good turn 1.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Draw 10.
So, given the
Ooh,
way
only draw
Necro is
4.
templated in the Ice Age version, which is literally gobbledygook, can you anointed Peacekeeper Necropotence?
That's a good question.
Don't know.
I think you can.
I think it
think
should
you
work.
can.
You can.
Yeah,
Because
I think
it's an
the pay one
activation.
life is an
Yeah,
activation.
I know for a
so,
fact you
yeah.
can. I was just kind of
Yeah.
messing around and putting you guys
I
on
was
the
like
spot.
thinking about it for a second.
Like, wait a
yeah,
minute.
yeah.
If I think about the Ice Age card,
Didn't it have a
well, then it
0?
makes no sense, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was like the Silver
All right,
Library
but
from
on
back
to
then.
the second turn with many, many cards in the hand of our Doomsday player. Trying to make it a quick 2-0. Let's, I mean, he's got a Cavern, presumably named Human. If he has Anointed Peacekeeper and he names, he just names Doomsday, right? Doomsday is the card?
I think Doomsday buys you time.
Okay. We got our 3-drop. Here we go. There's the
Anointed
Peacekeeper.
Peacekeeper.
Yep.
Good call.
Let's see the hand.
You get a peek, right? You get the
Yeah,
operate
you get to look.
information here.
Yep.
Peacekeeper's such a great card because you look at the hand, but you don't have to name a card in the hand. You can name any card you want.
Good Taxian first.
All right, so what do we got? All right, we're going to turn those around. A Street Wraith, a Fatal Push, a Preordain, a Doomsday, a Mox Sapphire, and a Ponder. So,
He's got an out.
no real shot for a Doomsday next turn, so Initiative is going to untap. The Fatal Push can take out the Peacekeeper via the Polluted Delta.
Where do you buy time with taking out the...
Name Polluted Delta.
I was gonna say, I think
Name
name
Delta.
polluted
Yeah.
Delta here. You
100%.
show off the
100%.
push.
Can't
Yeah.
take out the push, yeah.
Yeah,
Or-
name Polluted Delta. I think that's the call.
Yeah. And you slow their mana down.
Yeah.
Something- Revolt? Yeah, Revolt. the
Yeah,
push.
Revolt.
The problem is, I mean, they could still potentially
They
run
can-
into anything off of the ponder here, right?
Yeah, but then again, they're tapped down one more,
Yeah.
and Doomsday is a 4 polluted Delta deck. It's not like a 2-2-2-2.
Yeah.
It's 4 Deltas.
Right. You got haymakers coming. I'm assuming at least.
And again,
after
if he can trigger Revolt another way, power to you. Then you smoke if you got him. But yeah, it's got to be Delta.
naming
Fatal push.
fatal push. Oh,
That-
naming fatal push.
That can't be right.
So that opens
Again,
up.
I give all the credit to our players who are down in there while we're up here backseat quarterbacking. But how it's got to be
That's-
Delta.
I don't know if I would name that there.
I don't know if maybe there's a line we're not thinking of. I mean, he doesn't get to draw, so he goes Delta.
Delta's still active.
Sure.
So you can see,
Mox.
let's say 4 cards at least, 5 cards potentially with Ponder Shuffle and Street Wraith.
Oh, you know what? No, guys, time out. With the Mox, he can pay the 2 extra to activate the Delta and then still go Fatal Push. All right, let's rewind. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Although the fatal push needs to be able to revolt to be able to kill the
Yeah,
art. That,
but if he pays 2 to activate the Delta activates Revolt, he gets Underground Sea,
Only
pops the
increase
thing.
cost 2 more.
that's
Or at that point, he just leaves it in play because he doesn't have another polluted Delta. He doesn't even have to pay for it.
didn't see the Mox anyways.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Let's retract some of our earlier dumbfoundedness, if you will.
Yeah, no, it's also just like a very strong hand for Doomsday here, especially against the
Yeah.
initiative deck.
And just
Where
like
you're
three
kind of
a
like-
turn ain't gonna do
Yeah,
it.
you're damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah, like what what else you gonna again unless you want to just name Doomsday, but then you just get Fatal Pushed. Yeah, so, I mean, I got Fatal Push is a good. Yeah, again, I think you said it right. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. I mean, it does have a Wasteland, and there we have
Black
a
Lotus.
Lotus. All right, never mind.
Wow.
Never mind.
And we'll get the
Your world is your
Doomsday.
oyster, and you
Yep.
get it all.
Nope, that's it. He's got Doomsday, and we're going to see the same line as last game, and there's a Street Wraith, 2 islands in play, and we are as good as gold here.
Not that it like really matters with the Lotus now and everything, but it's almost if you name the Delta though, you do tie up all their mana.
Yeah, you tie it up. I mean, maybe Delta would have been better, but
it could potentially buy you a turn. In
yeah, but
theory.
what is that? Again, it's,
Is this?
yeah, again, damned if you do, damned.
Yeah.
Again, Fatal Push was definitely not as quote unquote wrong a name as we kind of put out at that initial juncture. But maybe Delta was marginally better, but does that margin make a difference in this one? Probably not.
Oh no.
Rough living. That's vintage, baby.
So gushing into
Street Wraith into Gush, into Lotus, and
right.
who cares?
Gosh, the Street Wraith's already in hand.
Yeah. It's the same pile, and you're not susceptible to Mental Misstep, which is the only counter that the initiative deck could have. You're not Ancestraling yourself.
No.
It's going to be the same pile.
What about
Street Wraith, Gush.
Solitude? Was
No,
a
Solid-
concern last game.
The initiative Solitude here would do it, because that would turn off the immediate thing, because you will have 2 cards in your library. He has no other devotion. All right, so Solitude is a thing that might work.
Yeah, but I would imagine any Solitudes in the initiative deck are probably out of that right now.
Yeah.
Mark, I will thank you not to distract me with your reasonableness and entertain these very tail end of the bell curve scenarios.
It is a very niche scenario.
We really have no choice but to talk for 9 hours straight, and if you just take away all of our avenues of conversation, it's really not
Brutal.
helpful.
I know, right? Bring me in, just be like, oh,
Yeah, you're
we'll do
killing
this guy
me.
a favor, and then
You're like the guy. You're now the commentator with
Raising
all
you
the
up.
alternate art cards that I don't know what they are. I
Raising
don't know
you
what
up
these
just to
cards
tear you
are.
down.
yeah,
All right, so it looks like we're pretty much done resolving the Doomsday, and I think we are going to be on to our second feature match fairly soon. I mean, the Street Wraith is known information. It's Solitude or Bust, I suppose.
It's gotta be.
Or is that Ancestrals because he doesn't have 2 islands? Ancestral resolves, no misstep. Lotus.
Yep.
Bing. Thing. There we go.
Yep.
All
No
right.
solitude.
That is a handshake, and that safely puts our Doomsday player, Mike Tisi, into the top 8.